going to be a good one.
It even came with
It came with the grandpa cup.
I know, but I'm worried about it backfiring because I'm going to run the cable. Alright Nathan, what are we doing today?
Alright, it is going to be a great day. We have finished a project. The VY Ute is now done. It is out of our hands. It is now up to someone else to go and destroy it. So, what does that mean? We've had this project sitting in the corner for a while now, and I think it's time we introduce it. Please mind the noise. It is raining. It is now coming into winter. Good time to get your jumper. Got the wrong one on. Good time to get your jumper. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, so let's have a look at what we're dealing with.
Yes. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
I can smell the tea and crumpets already.
Oh no! Alright Nathan, so what can you tell us about this thing?
Okay, so this is a 1978 TE Cortina. It's a very original car. This is not our car, this is Dad's newest project, and he's always had a love for Cortinas. I reckon I've seen 5 go through our garage at home when I was a kid. But he wants to finally fulfill his dream of having a fast Cortina. So we've found quite an original one. It's a very honest car, very low miles car as well. It's very clean. Very clean car.
It is incredibly clean.
Very original. I honestly, look, there's probably a heap of them out there, but when you're looking for Cortinas, a lot of them are rust buckets.
Yeah, well, they're English.
Yeah. Look at the crumpet crumbs and there's tea stains everywhere. This is a really honest, good car. Great base, because guess what? We don't have to touch the body. We don't have to touch the interior.
Yes, I know. The interior in this is, as you see it, is original. Yes. The paint is also original as well too. It's been buffed. Yes. Your dad's buffed it obviously because he's a Camilleri.
Of course, yes.
But it's looking, it presents really well.
It presents really well. It is a good, solid car. Look at that dash. It's mint.
The dash is mint, yep.
This is a good, honest car to start with.
Yep.
Should we look through it?
Yes, let's have a look.
All right, what are we looking at?
All right, hang on, let me just fix the steering wheel because it's a little bit crooked. No power steering in this thing?
No.
All right, so as Nathan's saying, this thing is extremely original. The interior of this thing is mint. I love the seats, I love the trim, I even love the color. We have an auto here, you know, original sort of radio. I don't think that's the original radio, but it is a Ford radio. Climate controls and all that. No AC, no power steering. It is basically a bog stock Cortina. What's this, a GL? What's GL?
I think it's a GL.
Is GL like a, I don't know Cortinas. So
well, you got GXL and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'm not sure if this gets a gear badge.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, well it can't be too high spec because we've only got 3 gauges, 1 speedo, fuel and temp. That's it, that's all you get. But as original as this thing looks, it does hide a secret. And that secret is, she ain't exactly stock. You know when you're gonna fold out taco from your glove box, she's hiding a little bit of a secret. So, I think it's time we go and reveal what that secret really is, eh?
Yeah, I reckon.
This car, although like we said looks very original, was in the ownership of someone who enjoyed drag racing. And in saying that, he spent some time and he built himself a little bit of a drag car here. Now, Cortina bonnets go all the way back, I'm told.
Ooh, la,
How's
la.
that?
Look at the lighting.
I know. Can we do this whole build without taking the bonnet off? That's the question.
100%.
So,
What do we got here, Michael?
what are we looking at here? Nathan, what engine's that?
That is a 250 Crossflow, an EFI model. Same engine that is in the XF.
Okay.
Same
yeah.
engine that's in the XE, except this is an EFI one.
Okay, right. So, as Nathan just said, it's a 250 Crossflow with a turbo welder to it. It has a bunch of goodies in this thing already. That being, obviously, you see the engine. It's got, what transmission's got in it?
It's got a built C9.
It's got a built C9
With
transmission.
trans brake.
With a trans brake as well too.
Yes.
It has EL diff, so 8.8 diff.
EB diff, ED diff. So yes, yeah, an M78, I think. Yeah.
So it's got a good diff in it already as well. It's got a bunch of stuff in the boot as well too, which we're going to look at as well. But as you can see, it is already built to go down the track, or at least that was the intention of it when this fella who had it before us built it. However, the way that it's been done is a little bit old school, and what didn't exactly run all that well, did it? Like he said, he had issues with it. He never
ran it. I think I don't know I don't know how long he's had his car, but he's had it for many years and never driven it.
So it's never been driven on the track or anything like that because it never really worked well. And you can sort of see everything is built a little bit ad hoc. I mean, it's clever the way that it's done, and I guess like it works, but it never really got tested. Look at the size of the intake pipe.
Yeah, I know.
It's so tiny. It also, this thing even ran water meth injection as well too, which is crazy. That's something that I have no idea how it works, but it did. So yeah, this engine bay is interesting. More on that a little bit later.
The gearbox is a C9, which is apparently a C4 with C10 internals, or it could be the other way. And I think it's rated to 600 plus horsepower, or 600 horsepower. He's got the diff done. The diff has been shortened as well to suit this car.
Oh really? Okay, well.
Yeah, it's got VT brakes on the front, something like that.
Some sort of brake conversion.
But everything in this car is in paperwork. Everything done to this car has been written down. Greg's Cortina, this is all that. It was just insane, you know? What else can we talk about?
Show us the boot.
I'll show you the boot.
So there's a little bit going on.
This car came with a lot of spares. It came with another boot that has the typical powered by Ford welded into it off the rocker covers.
Oh really?
Yeah, so cool. We're going to put that boot on. So it's got a little fuel cell. It has the methanol tank, battery in the boot. It's got like this waterproof fuse box thing. It's come with a bunch of spares. It even came with a spare turbo. It came with a laptop because I think it's got a Microtech computer. I'm not quite sure. You know, it's got the washer bottle and stuff like that. It's come with heaps of stuff.
The boot, even the back seat is full of goodies.
The back seat's full of stuff. Oh, hey, we need this.
We've got the
hey.
Add that to the collection.
We are putting the heater back in it because you need a heater for a roadworthy. Yeah, it came with another turbo. It's bloody wicked, this thing.
It is cool. There's a lot of cool things about this. It even came with Venetians.
It even came with the grandpa. God, this is tiny.
You just got a big head.
Oh, it's for a jockey.
That's LSQ remnants right there.
Yeah, it is. It didn't come with this car. It seemed to have made its way into O2 sensor. We love them. So, I think that's enough explaining. What are we actually doing with this car, Michael?
Let's have a talk about it. As you can see, someone has spent a lot of time and effort plumbing this together. It is a little bit of a rat's nest, like honestly, like the work is good, but it's a little like, it leaves a little to be desired, you know. It is a little rough around the edges. And it's sort of, this looks like, what, early 2000s, like late 2000s build. Like the technology of this thing is a little bit on the old side, especially with that computer and everything in it.
Yeah.
It's not exactly up to today's standards. So that's probably why the fellow who had this before us had a lot of issues getting this running and never actually got to send it down the track. So that brings it to us. What are we going to do with it? What are us two Muppets going to do with this Cortina with a turbo crossflow in it? Well, the turbo crossflow is not going to remain. As much as some people probably love to see that happen, it's not going to remain in this thing because we're going to go with something a little bit different, a little bit more modern, and something that we are a little bit more familiar with, and also something is very near and dear to Nathan's heart. A single overhead cam AU motor. Firstly, let's answer the question, why aren't we going barrel? We like single overhead cams. Anyone can do a barrow. Barrows are easy. Barrows are going to make 1500 horsepower every day of the week. Single overhead cams, they take a little more effort. We like to make things hard for ourselves. But in all honesty, the barrow, we looked at it, we did think about it, but it doesn't really fit in this engine bay we looked at because it meant that we might actually have to modify the firewall and everything because the head's a lot bigger and a little bit longer. It just wasn't us. We like single overhead cams.
We like the cute package.
We do like this little thing. So this thing is a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact, but as we know from the Fairlane, can still make decent power. And we all know that we've done a lot of work to that engine in the Fairlane. But the one thing we never did with the Fairlane was build a bottom end for it. That is still our plastic gauge backyard rebuild around a bunch of goodies, and it's still making decent power. This thing though, we're going forged bottom end in this thing. Forged rods, forged pistons, and we're going to build this thing from the bottom end up so we can at least hit that 400 kilowatt mark in this thing. To do that, Anthony from Horsepower Junkie, you'll remember him from the Sandman build and also the VY build when he came and helped us put that thing together. He's going to help us put together a bottom end for this thing to make this a really strong, stout bottom end, and then we can put all our goodies on top and add, of course, a turbo. Engine management wise, we're going to be looking at another Haltech. We might even go a little bit bigger on the Haltech this time around so that we can have a little bit more engine control, because we're running out of pins on the 750 in the Fairlane. Turbo wise, we are looking at the same turbo that we were running in the Fairlane, just with a different flange in this case, but essentially it is exactly the same.
It's a touch bigger.
Is it?
Yes, the impeller is a touch bigger.
Yeah, okay, so this is not a brand name by any means. It is a China turbo, but it is basically bolstered off a Pulsar type turbo. We are testing these for our tuner Jake, because he's looking at figuring out what these things can do. So we're going to throw this one as well too. We've had great success with the Fairlane with this turbo. We'll probably even have more success with this. Very excited to see this on it somewhere about here. Transmission wise, the transmission that we're going to use in this thing is the transmission that is already in it, so that C9, whatever it is that Nathan spoke about. So we need to find a bell housing that's going to adapt to that. We're in talks with a few different companies at the minute trying to figure out that. Tail shaft and diff should all be the same, so we can maintain the diff that's in this thing. And then when we get to the back of this thing, all that fuel system that you saw in the back there, we're going to rip all that out and we're going to replace it all with the Raceworks gear and neaten it all up, because as you can see, it's a mess back there. We want to make it neat, do something similar to what we've run on the Fairlane. Because the idea of this car, why we are doing this, Nathan's dad Les wants to go racing and he wants to do drag challenge. So what we're building here is another street drag car that we can take to drag challenge, run reliably and get through the whole event, and also have something that you can have a bit of fun on the street and then also take to the track and hopefully run, oh, this 11s? Low 11s?
We want to get 10s in this thing.
10s?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully run 10s. We'll see how we go.
All right, so you're probably wondering, that's not the original engine. That's not the original engine either. How are we going to get this thing on the road? We are in talks with APS Engineering, and they have jumped on board and want to help us engineer this car. We want to fully engineer this car, fuel cell and all.
Yep.
So if you really want to find out engineering side of things in Victoria,
and the process that's involved,
and the process that is involved, this will be the one to watch, because we're going to run through everything. We're in talks with them to hopefully get them up here and talk about engineering a car, what needs to be done and stuff like that. So we're going to hit them with a ton of questions, but this car goal is fully engineered with a turbo, we're hoping.
With a turbo. So pretty much what we did with the LSQ, we had a lot of questions about the LSQ when it came to like engineering. We didn't show the process too much because it sort of went away and Les handled that. This time around, we're going to be handling it. We're going to be talking directly to the engineers. So any question you guys have at home, we want to be able to answer them, because engineering in Victoria is a huge topic.
Yes.
And there's a lot of controversy around it, a lot of like misinformation. We want to answer those questions and show what it's like to actually build something like this and drive it on the road legally here in Victoria.
Exactly right. Well said.
So what's the plan? How are we attacking this thing?
All right, plan of attack. We're not working on this today. We're introducing it. Let you guys get happy about it and like, oh yeah, right? But in the next few weeks, we got to finish off the GT. But this engine, everything is coming out. We're pretty much gutting this car. Wiring, everything. We want to get it down to nothing. And then we want to get everything ready to go. So we want to dry fit the lot. Drill the holes we need to, mount everything we need to, and then everything will be coming back out. Engine will be going to Anthony at Horsepower Junkie to get built. Paint the bay, and then hopefully everything will be teed up at the same time where the engine's built and the car's ready for us to come back, and then it all comes together. And it's not going to work like that. It's going to be like this. It's going to be a tough car. Now keep in mind, power to weight with this car, I don't know how much it weighs. 1250.
Is that it?
Yeah. So it weighs 1250. Okay. kg. Don't know what that is in pounds. Especially after you've had a tea and crumpets, probably weighs a bit more. So 1250, what does Fairlane weigh? Almost 1700.
Yeah, it's a lot heavier.
So we're almost losing 500 kilos and we're going to make more power.
Yes.
So it's going to be wicked. All right, I think that's about it. What do you reckon? Should we try and fire it up?
So we sort of talked about today what we should do, like whether we're just going to introduce it. Then we thought, I said to Nate, does it fire? He goes, well, it did, then it didn't.
It ran perfect when Dad picked it up. I wasn't there. He took it home, got in it, took it for a little putt, booted it, crapped his pants, came back, and then all of a sudden it just started smoking like Puffing Billy.
Yeah, right, okay.
And then now it won't fire. So, God knows what happened. But the engine's gone. We should probably explain that too. The engine's blown or something's wrong with it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
It pours smoke out the breather, like pours smoke for that one part that it ran. So we don't really know what's happened to it. It would be a good teardown video, I guess, but...
Yeah.
Should we try fire it?
Let's try fire it, see what happens.
All right.
As Nate said, we literally know nothing about this car and how it works because we have never even seen it drive. Only Nathan's dad has, and he pretty much dropped it off and said, fix it. The only thing I do know is it has an isolator switch in the dash here.
Oh, that's sick. I was wondering what the hell that was.
So...
Alright, let's see if we've got fuel pump.
Oh,
Whoa!
right.
Well, I reckon he's got the Bosch 044s, eh?
Yeah. Jesus. So we just try crank it?
Yeah, Dad said it doesn't really do anything, but we can try jam some bloody starty bastard down it.
Yeah.
Is it in park? Thermo fans are coming on and everything.
Well, the throttle cable's not doing anything because it's... Oh!
What?
It hasn't got the throttle wide open, is it? Because the pedal is like on the floor. It's not connected.
Oh, really? Alright, let's inspect. We got to get this thing running, Michelle.
Yeah, the throttle cable is like...
Completely disconnected.
Look.
Oh, what the hell?
It's doing nothing, it's sitting on the floor.
Oh, okay, let's fix that.
That could be it.
It's probably trying to fire with the throttle wide open.
Yeah. Did it melt the cable? Oh, it could have, look. Oh, that'll do it.
Not on, isn't it?
The cable snapped.
Oh.
The cable is no longer talking
Alright, looks like we're hand throttling it.
to the throttle anymore.
Okay, so is it open? No. Okay, it's closed. Alright, that's alright, we'll just get someone operating.
Until it goes bang.
Alright, let's get a jump back on the battery.
Yeah.
And we'll try and give it some... Should we put some starty bastard down it, you reckon?
I reckon even just try fire it if I can open up the throttle a little bit and see what happens.
Okay.
Alright, ready?
Yeah. Wants to. Oh yeah, we got fuel pressure. Alright, so I reckon we'll spray some starty bastard down it and see if... Because we did get a kick, it did kick.
It did kick, yes. Starts engines instantly.
Well, let's see if it lives up to its name.
It's probably talking about engines that are like properly
Properly tuned.
That's a
Alright,
healthy
give it a
dose.
kick. Give it a kick. Woo!
Hey, what's the go?
Did you turn that off or did you...
No, it just shut. It just died.
Yeah, okay.
You want to operate the accelerator?
Yeah. Let me put this on a tripod again. Alright, go again.
Ready?
Yeah. Again. Stop.
That's a lot. Go. Oh, what's the run?
I know, but I'm worried about it backfiring because I'm gonna run the cable. Pull it from that side.
Tie a string to it.
Straight. I like it. It's
You
only
can see the
because-
smoke already pouring out of the catch can.
Because I'm pouring it full of Aerostar, I don't want it to go bang right next to my hand again. That's happened to me way too many times in my life.
That would look sick. Does that work? Does it work?
Go.
Alright, ready?
Yeah. Go. Go. Oh, it's so close. Whoop. I'm gonna check if it's got fuel in it.
Oh yeah, true.
In the thing.
Well, you can see the smoke pouring out the catch can.
Oh, it's pouring out. You can see it. It's not. She's not happy.
No, she's not happy. Which is a real shame. Like, this thing was running mint until Dad drove it.
Yeah, and killed it. We don't know if it's got any fuel. It's got like a cell. It's got foam in the bottom of the cell, so we can't really tell if it's got any fuel. But it doesn't smell like it's not like pouring out like it's got fuel in it.
Oh, nice pour. You
Oh.
had full confidence in that.
Oh yeah. That'll probably do it. At least we know it's got at least like
Some in it.
some in it.
Still loud.
Still loud. Oh, at least now we know it's got fuel. Try fire it again.
Okay.
Hey! Go.
I think she's done.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a valiant effort.
She's not happy.
Nah.
Alright, you want to crank it so we can show just how much
Alright.
puff comes out of this? Imagine if it started.
Ready?
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot of blow-by. Even when you first pump the key, it went woof.
Not good.
Not good. Do you want to do a compression test just for the hell of it? Alright, let's pull the
Full plugs.
We'll pull this intake manifold off, the intake pipe off to get out of the way, I reckon. Just
Yeah.
it'll just pop straight off. Oh yeah. I really want to see if we can get the. Why are we doing this? For absolutely no reason whatsoever, just because
Because why not?
we're curious.
They are all wet ass.
So it looks like she's getting fuel.
I have a pretty good gut feeling it's getting fuel.
Definitely getting fuel. It's getting all of the fuel.
Oh yeah, she's getting all of the fuel. I don't understand how it's smoking though. It's not even running.
But it's puffing out in like as the engine's turning, which means it seems like it's cylinder related. So I think it's done a ring.
I reckon it's done a ring. That's what my guess was the minute he got it.
Go. 125.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So that seems about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, go again. Stop.
Got no compression.
I got nothing on that one, like
Yeah,
nothing.
I can see it.
But it's sealed. Did you hear it sealed?
Yeah.
Stop. So number 5 has nothing. Go again. Yeah. 130. 135. Yep. That was a little bit lower. Go again. Stop. 110. So I'll try this one again, but I reckon we've just found a problem.
Yeah.
Nothing. So that barely didn't even hit 50 psi. So I'm going to say number 5
is dead.
is dead. No compression whatsoever.
That's nothing. Far out.
There was not like we got to 50 and then that was it. So it's probably
Probably killed the rings completely.
cylinder 5. Don't want to be cylinder 5 no more. All right, go. She dead. She is dead. All right, well we tried.
Yeah. That's good fun.
So this is the next big project. This is going to be a big build for us, one of the biggest again that I reckon we've done.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a really good one because it's all mechanical basically, and wiring. And we get to play with some pretty cool goodies again too, which
Yeah.
will be awesome fun. So if you want to see how this thing ends up, make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow along with the build. Head on over to the website if you want to support the channel even more. We can buy some Hackshop hoodies and stuff like that. It goes a really long way to support and do what we do here and keeping the lights on.
The word of the day will be tea and crumpets.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is a very English car. I
Yes.
don't even know where these cars went, to be honest. All I just know is that like Cortina is just very English.
So yeah, this one's going to be a good one. Can't wait to see how it ends up. Probably next time we work in this thing, we'll start stripping everything out. Like we said, we will gut this entire thing as far as mechanical and wiring goes on this. Fuel system, everything.
Yeah, everything. And then start mocking up engine and get into it. Because there's, if you think about it, there's really not much time.
Yeah, like...
Till Drag Challenge, which is in October, or Summer Nats.
Yes, so that's the plan. We want to get this thing to both of those things. And when you say it like that... We're coming up to what, nearly May, then June. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We've got some work to do.
Yeah, we've got to get stuck into this.
All right, until we get stuck into it and start ripping the old 250 Crossfire 5-cylinder out. We'll see you in the next episode, I suppose. See you then. Engine management wide. Bleh. Engine management wide. Engine management wide.
Sound like Mr. Bean.
Turtle.
I swear to God, if this works.
Just taking racing here.
I know. Chuffing and all.
I know. Puff and Billy.
Puff and Billy.
So if you want to know how old this build was, just look at the connections for the laptop. I think he's running a printer or something somewhere in here.
This is sick. I love that. Unfortunately, it's not staying, but up here, so then you can like be in control. And God, this thing is so cool. I love this car.
It's going to be a cool car.